Hey guys, this is Bob Louie. I'm doing a 4v4 commentary today. It's going to take place at Blackfrost Extraction. I My team is Viseros, Gramin, and Iprofeta. Don't know if I pronounced that correctly. And the other team is Time, Too Much Swag, Snowbound, and Relentless. So we'll see how it goes. Played this game a few days ago. Just give you guys a commentary with some 4v4 matches I did. So my typical approach to 4v4 is rush. Like I pretty much feel like if I don't hit before like the 7-minute mark, if my team doesn't do any sort of like offensive type maneuvers by the 7-minute mark, we're probably gonna lose. So here, as you see, I asked if my team is down for an attack at the 5-minute mark, and 5-minute mark is usually a good time to go because you're looking to strike right before they get their economy going. And also, if they're going to rush you, you have forces ready to go by about the same time that they could potentially hit you, like really early. Unless it's like a 6 pool or something, like that might come in a little earlier, but it's very unlikely, and your allies will probably have units available really quickly too. So 5-minute mark is usually the sweet spot. 5 to 6-minute mark is ideal. So I always try to wall off if I see a Zerg opponent. It's just my Terran instincts. And I usually send out a scout just to get a general idea of, what I could potentially see coming my way. Even 4v4, it's just good to have some vision of like your opponent's build and just see what's going on. So here, my teammates didn't want to wall off for some reason, so I started walling off. And I was trying to see, where they could come in potentially, and this map has 2 ramps, or 2 entrances I should say, so that if I walled off one, the other one would still be exposed. So I figured that I should just at least try to wall off one side so that we could manage block off one section and then have the other one exposed, so that it was easier to manage the whole area of the map. So I just decided to go bio. I built a bunch of Marines and pushed out. Like usually do like 5 racks and push out at the 5-minute mark, and it's pretty strong unless they get like roaches or maybe like a lot of stalkers or something. Like those are the only real hard counters to the strategy, but it's Marines early on are pretty good. They're just overall, I'd say, one of the best units early on. It's also great if you have like Protoss allies that make Zealots. So Zealot Marine is really hard to stop because everything that counters Marines pretty much gets decimated by Zealots. So it's a good early rush combo to have. But that being said, my allies here are not all that responsive in this match. So you'll see what happens soon enough. I start producing a bunch of Marines. One of my allies is with me. Viseros basically agrees to move out with me. I try to be very, like, when I type, I try to make sure like people can understand what I'm trying to say, so I don't like abbreviating too much unless I really have to. So he has way more Marines than me, but I think have more racks than him, so this is a perfect setup here. So we bunch of Marines and a bunch of Zealots. So like I told you, Marine Zealot is a pretty good combo. This push will hopefully do a lot of damage. I was definitely focusing on my economy at this time, trying to get that up because I figured with 5 racks going, I need the mineral support to keep it going. So my units move out, taking down some of the buildings blocking the ramp. Make sure to focus on the pylons, power that down. Cybernetics core pretty much goes down next. Some stalkers on the way. Oh yeah, and at this point, in case they stopped our push, I figured I'd just mess up at least one player's economy, so I just had my Marines like run over to the side and take out all the SCVs of this guy's base. And I brought a couple of my own SCVs to drop some bunkers, because if you have just like one bunker in a good place, it really helps. It could make your push last a hell of a lot longer, so that's great. So I pretty much forced this guy to lift off. Unfortunately, I could not kill his CC. And there goes my other SCV. So I was trying to bunker up at this guy turtled like a beast, and I was trying to take out his upgrade here, but that's not happening. And so I was trying to run away, but lost a lot of my Marines. And like, as this is going on, Relentless left the game, so like it worked out pretty well. I think that was the guy that lifted off. And this is pretty much it. Like, there's a bunch of stalkers here, but you know, the end is near. We have a bunch of basic units. I'm trying to take out the pylons, but I didn't see they had another stalker back here, and stalkers are pretty good against Marines, so it takes forever for them to kill stalkers. And here come a few more to clean up my Marines. I decided I'll just take out some probes. There's no way I was going to get the pylons down. I didn't realize he had so many pylons around there either, so it's kind of a lost cause. And I neglected my energy on my CC and had a lot built up here, so I started dropping some mules. Also trying to get back into StarCraft 2. Haven't played in a little while, so I'm kind of rusty. I've been playing a lot of FPS and Hearthstone lately, so my SC2 skills have kind of waned. But I'm still waiting for them to release Legacy of the Void. It seems like, you know, it's supposed to happen this year sometime, but you know, they keep not announcing the date, so I lose pretty much all my Marines at this point. Kind of dire straits. So from here I decide, alright, well, if they're gonna go late game, then I need to start upgrading my stuff, so I get stim and combat shield research. And so I have another CC built right next to my first CC so I can lift it off. And double engineering bay going down because I just need to catch up in the upgrade game.
Not enough minerals.
Go on.
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Our allies' base is under attack.
And at this point my allies are now getting hit by drops, and this is smart because they gotta do something to stay in this game. So my opponents just decided to drop my ally, and here goes everything. He's not paying attention, and this guy lost pretty much his whole army, so that was pretty funny. He could have easily saved it if he would have microed just a little bit.
Our allies' base is under attack.
So I really need an expo at this point, and now I get hit right after I ran like half my army to the other side to try to save my ally. And so he takes out my reactor on a barracks, which really sucked because I need units right now. So I'm trying to kill his whatever the hell he has over there. It's just too much for me right now, so I'm trying to hold back my forces until my allies come over. And fortunately my allies have a bunch of marauders, so that was like perfect. And so I lived to fight another day, and I had to rebuild my wall. But you see, that's why having a wall is important, because that kind of delayed my adversary from entering the base, and it gave me time for my ally to help save me. So, you know, just having that wall makes a difference. Even if he was to, like, blink over or something, you know, at least it's a hurdle. So it kind of traps the opponent. So, okay, still more drops on the other side. I'm getting ready to move out. I need to do something because we're getting too much pressure, and you know, I'm not doing anything offensively. So I have a couple units move out, mainly to just defend my expo, but my plan is to just then leapfrog over to their expos and start taking them out. So my expo is set up, and at this point I realized that I need to like snipe their expos like right now, because if we let it go too long, they're gonna come back into this game. And sure enough, I realized that they do have some expos over here. There's a CC. I'm trying to take it out. I don't have too many Marines though, so it's not going down as fast as I'd like. And CCs can actually fly away fairly quickly, so here come the Stalkers, and this Protoss army is well positioned to take out my army. It's a pretty close fight, but those Immortals are beastly. At this point, I'm concerned about my expansion, so I figure I need to send some forces out, and I need Ghosts to deal with the Stalker Immortal army, just for the EMP. And then I figure, you know, he's probably gonna get like Storm soon, and you know, go up to Templar. So it's kind of necessary at this point. And I totally spaced here. I should have had a starport out earlier. I don't know why I forgot, but I was running low on gas at the time, so I think that's why I held back so long on getting dropships. But they're so good and so essential. I have a couple nukes. And tactical nukes are really good in 4v4 because you really need to zone out your opponents a lot of time, and it's often that they're getting reinforced by allies. So if you can just prevent one player from getting help from the others just for a little bit, that could be enough to change the game. So I like tactical nukes generally. And the Whittle Mines hit my army. Not cool. So I send my guys over towards the expos again just because I want to pull their army back. So I finally take out the CC. Took a while. And here's the second CC. You run those SCVs away. I'm telling you, the CCs take a while to take down. At this moment, my allies are attacking from the like right above where I'm at with Ravens, but they're kind of getting shot down. And on the far right, my allies are now getting attacked, and they're trying to signal that imminent attack's coming, but I really have no forces, so I'm just trying to build up. And Graham is really scared, so I'm trying to reassure him that I'll be there for it, but it's not looking good. So I have a few Marines, and really, like, I'm waiting for dropships because I need the healing power. Like, my army's just not lasting right now. So I turned that into a planetary just because I figured it's going to get hit. I kept seeing a lot of enemy troops around there. And sure enough, now we're getting hit, and the guy with the Ravens is just, I don't know, he doesn't really manage his Ravens well. And I sent my forces over to try to help, but it's kind of messy over there. So I have a couple SCVs that are just lying around, move them over, clean that up.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies' base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough energy. Our allies are being attacked.
And at this point, you know, my economy's doing alright.
Not enough minerals.
I need minerals though. I'm really low on minerals, and I keep producing a lot of marines, so gas is really not that important for me at this point in my economy.
Our allies' base is under attack. Our SCVs are under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
There comes another push,
Upgrade.
and I just drop a tactical nuke because I didn't want to deal with some crazy aggression. And this looks pretty good. And he pulled out just in time, so I hurt my my building. And Gramen's upset, and I think that's understandable because at this point I'm just kind of dicking around. So we need to push out. We need to do something. We're just kind of watching them, you know, harass us, not doing anything. So down goes one of my racks, and I decide that I need to help my team and move out with them. So one of my allies is going to the front, and then they're getting mad at me for going to the side. But the side's way less defended, so I figured, you know, this would be a better attacking position. So I send the ghost in to set a nuke up.
Our allies' base is under attack. Being attacked. Our allies' base is under attack.
Take out those pylons.
Our allies' base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
And now we're getting attacked, and this is bad because all of us are on the other side, and we hardly have any troops to defend. So I have the largest army at this time, and Gramen is getting really hurt here. And really at this point, I'm just trying to, you know, go on the offensive and defend at the same time, and it's really hard to manage with 130 food army, and down go all my troops pretty much like instantly. It's hard to deal with this many marines. Most of my army's on this side of the map, so I really was just trying to destroy buildings at this point and hope that my allies would do something about the aggression. I wasn't being the best ally at this point of the game, and so Gramen's getting his ass handed to him basically, and he's upset. And so now we have our defense, and my dropships are right about to pop out, and I really needed them. So down go most of our forces, but here come my dropships, and that makes a huge difference. And so that is what keeps me alive, essentially, is having a few dropships. And so I was not paying attention to my army while that was happening, and I should have kept pushing. I have a bunch of units over here.
Our allies' base is under attack. Allies are being attacked.
So at this point, I'm just trying to
Our allies' base
take out the attachments, just because I don't want any more units coming out of there. And I think it's, you know, I thought this game was over way earlier, but they pretty much drew it out because they were harassing, and they're doing a lot of good things. It's just that really what ended up happening was it was a numbers game. Like, fortunately, I had allies that did stuff and were not completely terrible, so that was good. But you know, it's like, it's luck of the draw, really. Sometimes you have great allies, sometimes you don't, and that's what makes 4v4 fun. So yeah, this time it worked out great for me. And at this point, the game was basically over. We cleared out their main bases, and all that was left at this point was just expos. And so I was telling them to focus on the expos because I was cleaning up the main. And that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please subscribe. Thank you.